Hey you guys, it's Cayley. I am back with another What Sold from last week video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about my sales numbers from the previous week, telling you how much sold on eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari, as well as showing you some highlighted sales so you know what you can look for at your thrift store to flip online. Let's jump into the sales.
All right, so I did have a pretty slow sales week. I'm hoping as we move towards the end of the year that sales will start to pick up. eBay, Poshmark, reselling, and just in general is a roller coaster, and you got to hold steady while you're having slow sales. Continue to list, continue to source because it will pick back up. All these sales happened between July 18th through the 24th. I sold on 3 different platforms, eBay, Poshmark, and then these 2 right here are from Mercari. In case you missed it in my previous video, I have been moving away from Mercari, so I'm no longer listing anything new on that platform, and I'm strictly focusing on eBay and Poshmark. I still am letting stuff sell off that was already listed on Mercari, but moving forward, I am not listing anything new on that platform. In total, I sold 55 items. I had a gross sales total for last week of $1,857.47, making my average sale price between all of those items $33.77. In case you're interested in my average cost of goods, on average, I typically spend between $4 and $5 per piece. On eBay, I sold 26 items for a gross sales total of $898.47. My average sale price on eBay was $34.56. On Poshmark, I sold 27 items, which, just noting here, that's actually almost the exact same as eBay, which is a little bit abnormal for me. Usually eBay is a lot more than Poshmark, but for this past week, Poshmark I had 27 for a gross sales total of also more than eBay at $919 with an average sale price of $34.04. On Mercari, I sold just 2 items, again, just selling off stuff that's already listed on there for a gross sales total of $40, making my average sale price on Mercari $20. And just so you know, I offer free shipping on Mercari, so just keep that in mind when you're looking at these numbers. I'm going to show you some highlighted sales between eBay and Poshmark today, some stuff that I recommend you pick up, stuff that I think is selling fast, tell you a little bit about why I purchased each item. This is the brand A Piece Apart. If you come across this, I do recommend doing comps on this. This one I actually found new with tags. As you can see, it retailed for almost $400. It was new with tags, a good size and a size 10. This did take a little while to sell, but the reason I even looked at it without knowing the brand was because of the style. So this is a linen field jumpsuit, and it has that like rustic orange to it. Kind of more of a primitive look, and I just know the style really well. Whenever something looks really rustic like this, I know that it's going to sell because it's really popular right now. Plus, it was a good brand with new with tags. But just so you know, if I would have came across this piece and it wasn't this brand, I probably still would have picked up. So keep your eye out for styles like these. This one ended up selling on an offer that I accepted for $115. That's right, this brand retails for a lot and has a pretty decent resell value depending on the piece you get. In general, I would say overalls in this brand do sell very well. I don't think it's a brand you're going to come across very often, but I wanted to bring it up in case you saw anything with this tag. Next is a brand I'm sure everybody comes across. It is American Eagle. In the summertime, I pick up a lot of American Eagle denim shorts. These were a size 6. These are actually an older style, but I look for larger sizes and or distressing. And I pick them up in all styles of their shorts, and I usually fit them between $20 and $25 with free shipping. These ones did sell for my full asking price of $24.99 with free shipping, and they did go first class. This item I've definitely been sitting on for a little while, but I am glad I picked it up because Pendleton can bring a really high return depending on the piece you have. Kind of took a chance on this. It was Pendleton, but it was wool and mohair, which are 2 really great materials. And then the determining factor for me was that it had a really nice herringbone pattern. This pattern herringbone can really up the value of certain pieces. And so for all of those factors combined, I did take a chance on this Pendleton item. This one I had listed for $79.91. It sold on an offer that I sent out to watchers for $71.92. This is an extremely high sell-through rate brand for me, and I pick it up a ton in their plus size pieces. This is a 4, which is 4X. The brand is Torrid, and I pretty much pick up everything in Torrid if it's in good condition. This one sold, I had it listed for $24.93. It sold on an offer for $22.44, and it did sell very, very quickly. Another Torrid piece was this strapless smock top. This was a size 2X. Had this listed for $19.96, and it did sell at full asking price, again, very quickly. If you're not already picking up Torrid, I highly suggest you do. Typically, I stay away from women's tops, but when it comes to Torrid, it has a very good sell-through rate. This is an Athleta dress. I really like picking up the brand Athleta in dresses. Here is a picture of the tag. These dresses with the ruched sides in a lot of brands do very well. It's a very popular style, and so when I find it in Athleta, I almost always pick it up. It has a pretty good sell-through rate. This one I listed for $24.95. It sold on an offer for $22.45. This is also a high sell-through rate brand, and if you price it correctly, it will sell fast. A lot of people pass on this brand, but it can be worth decent money. I usually pick this up at the bin. So it's Victoria's Secret and or Pink by Victoria's Secret. This was a size large. I am in Ohio, so I come across a lot of Ohio State stuff. This was a more substantial piece. It was a pullover sequin Ohio State sweatshirt. And I had this listed for $24.95, and it did sell at my full asking price. This is another high sell-through rate brand that I used to pass on, but I pick it up when I come across it for $1 or less. The brand is Knox Rose, and they have a following. I believe this brand was sold at like Walmart or Target or maybe Kohl's or maybe a combination of those. So that's why I wasn't picking it up. However, if you look at the sold comps, it does extremely well. It doesn't sell for a ton, but does have a great sell-through rate. So this was just a textured sweater with a little bit of embroidery. They are known for their more bohemian pieces. Had this listed for $14.96, and it sold at full asking price. Another brand I really like picking up is Ariat, and I like finding boots and jeans in this brand. These are a pair of women's red leather boots. These were in really excellent condition, and I love picking up this color brown. I think it sells for a lot more. Even with a little bit of wear on the leather, it's still sold on an offer for $58.47. So keep your eye out for the brand Ariat. And typically you'll see that logo that's on the side of the boot here or on the tongue. They're pretty easy to spot. Next are a couple J. Jill pieces. You'll actually see several of these in this video. That's because it is a pretty tried and true brand for me, especially in dresses and especially in nicer materials. So this was just a wherever collection. This brand has several different lines. There's like Pure Jill or Love Linen or the Wherever collection or just regular J. Jill. However, certain lines do better than others. This Wherever collection seems to do pretty good in dresses, so I almost always pick them up. This I had listed for $24.97. I always get controversial comments with this brand because people get stirred up when I say that I pick up silver jeans all the time, but they do sell, guys. Silver jeans are in almost every single one of my what sold videos, and it's because I pick them up often and they sell often. Now these ones were a little bit special. They were a size 18, which is a pretty large size to come across. These were the Francis Capri, and they sold for $35. I always talk about typically it's between $30 and $40 pre-owned you can flip these things for. This one sold in the middle because again it was a larger size, so it upped the value a little bit. But keep your eye out for silver jeans. You can quickly spot them with that thick stitching on the side. This was an interesting sale. I strictly picked this up off of aesthetic, but I really love shopping the sleepwear section, and anytime I come across sets, sleepwear sets, whether that's pants and tops or nightgowns and robes, I usually look into them. This had a really beautiful sheen to it. It was a vintage nightgown robe set, and regardless of brand, I definitely would have picked this up because this is what people are looking for. So this was just kind of a satiny off pink color. This sold for $50 and it did not take very long to sell. This is an outdoorsy brand I love picking up. The brand is Prana, particularly in hiking pants do very well in both men's and women's. This is a little bit of an older label, but still did well. So again, just a pair of hiking pants sold for $30. These are a pair of Frye boots. If you're not familiar with this brand, I would become familiar with it because they make really high quality leather pieces. Depending on the style, can bring really good money. These were called the Billy pull-on boots. I was able to find that by just doing a quick Google search. These did have a little bit of wear on the leather, as you can see, but they did sell for a really great return for $60. And in general, I would say leather cowgirl or leather cowboy boots do really well. So anytime I see some unique ones, I usually look those up. Frye just happens to also be a really great leather brand, although they don't typically sell cowboy boots. So I was actually surprised to come across these. But if you come across Frye cowboy boots, I'd say they're worth picking up because these ones sold for $60. Talking about high quality leather items, I have actually found two of these. This is the Willis messenger bag, and I was able to find the style name by going on the inside of the bag and looking up Coach and this number right here on Google, and it pops up. This is a very popular style with a really good sell-through rate. I had this in black as well as this brown color here. You can see there is some discoloration on the leather. However, really great condition for being vintage, and this sold for $100 pre-owned. So keep your eye out for Coach really nice leather bags, and always do your research to make sure it's authentic by looking up the style number here. Here's another J. Jill. This one also happened to be new with tags. This one was just cotton, but it was a more modern style looking, like kind of beachy. It was called the Tidal Blue mini dress, and this sold for $30. Again, not huge profits on J. Jill, but tried and true and has a following. Same thing with this brand. This is Soft Surroundings. I don't pick up everything in this brand, but a lot of their pieces do very well and have a following and a good sell-through rate. You can see it's really easy to find the style because the style is spelled out right here on the tag, so you can quickly look that up. I find that their more bohemian pieces do better for me, but I have picked up other things in this brand as well. This one sold pretty quickly at $25. Here was an interesting find. I actually found this at the bins, I believe, and this is a Twilight blanket. Do yourself a favor and look up Twilight blankets because I think you would be amazed at the sell-through rate and how much pre-owned fleece blankets go for. This one was an Edward one. It was pre-owned and it sold very, very quickly at $45. The next two are by LL Bean. This is also a tried and true brand for me. I really love picking up LL Bean and I come across it pretty often. I looked into this because it was a wool cable knit sweater. As we move into fall and winter, highly recommend you look for this kind of a style where it is wool and heavy cable knit detail, especially in an ivory color, can do really well moving towards fall and winter. And you might be surprised if you do comps on brands you wouldn't normally pick up in this kind of style. Does have a good sell-through rate and does very well. This one sold for $30. I actually would have priced this much higher, but it had a hole in the top of the shoulder. Had that not been there, I definitely would have listed this closer to $50 and I would have gotten closer to $50. Also an LL Bean sweater. This is just a Nordic style open cardigan. It had no wool or anything in it. It was just a nice style, a longer length. And again, LL Bean has a following, so if you're passing on it, do some comps. I think you would be surprised. This one sold for $27 pre-owned.
All right, so that's it for what sold for last week. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up on your way out. And if you're not already subscribed and you would like to be, don't forget to hit subscribe and that notification bell. That way you get notified when I make new content. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.